Battle Pass is here in Marvel Strike Force. Good, bad, we're going to discuss it. We're also going to discuss this upcoming military skill team, the Astonishing X-Men team, and the rest of everything in this latest update on your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. And if you're ready for that, brother Remanx, tell him what to do.
Let's Battle Pass grind it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're doing well. Now, if this is your first time here, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel because we got a lot more great Marvel Strike Force content coming up. Hit that notification bell as well. But now it is time for your Marvel Strike Force weekly news update. This week, I am joined by my brother, Remanx. How are you doing, my friend?
Good, man. Good. Just, interesting week. We had a lot of stuff going on, right?
There's been a lot of stuff, a lot of official stuff, a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on, and I am excited. This update looks very, very promising, but the community is very hot about this Battle Pass, so we're going to definitely discuss that. A lot of things going on with this, but there's a lot of other things going on in Marvel Strike Force as well. So without further ado, let's get into all of it. What is Die Hard? Is that a Christmas movie, in your opinion? I'm asking everybody on this news week until Christmas.
We talked about it, and I will tell you right now. I did a poll on my channel, and we had 500 people respond, and it is definitely a Christmas movie.
Thank goodness.
Because if that isn't what is, seriously.
Yes, I don't know. If Die Hard's not a Christmas movie, I don't know. But let's move on. I did want to ask you that, and I'm glad that we're in agreement, so we don't have to have a discussion on this, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Marvel Strike Force that we do need to discuss. And the first thing I think I want to talk about is, boom, our new legendary character, the legendary Jubilee. And she is the next great character coming to the game.
I went dad mode on this one. I definitely went dad mode. Did you go over because they break down part of her kit here, which I think is kind of cool.
Yes. Now I've seen some comments on Reddit this kid doesn't seem like Jubilee. It seems like Professor X, because Jubilee doesn't seem to have the charisma that her special enables her to do, calling all X-Men to do an attack. And Olivia Red Skull, she doesn't seem like a leader of the X-Men. And then healing. On her, if Jubilee is an ally for Kitty Pryde passive, there's going to be healing, and she doesn't really seem like a healer either. So was this the wrong kit? Was this something that's supposed to be given to Professor X and Jubilee just got thrown in there at the last minute?
I think there's probably a few factors to this. So she's actually been featured pretty heavily in the comics for the past few years. Okay. She actually led her own team, Gen X team, and so she is currently, and this is just based on the writer. She's currently an Omega level mutant, so she's pretty powerful.
Okay.
So I guess if leader, powerful, those check the boxes of what could be a legendary. Obviously, Dark Phoenix being a celestial being, a cosmic entity, different story. But there's also a lot of other things that she represents. For a lot of people, she was the goofy 90s kid that was always getting into trouble. And so if that's your interaction with Jubilee, I get it.
That's a Jubilee I know, which is why for me it's surprising. I'm not familiar with some of the more comic episodes that you brought up. So yeah, so maybe it does make sense if you've been following the comics. But in my mind, I was like, why? I'm excited she was coming. The day before is kind of teased Jubilee. We're going to get information on Jubilee, and then, Jubilee legendary. So I thought it was very interesting that she was chosen.
I guess the question now is it the kit or is it the character that's legendary now? We have to figure that out.
I guess it's going to have to be the kit. But my next question, I've seen some questions, some speculation that she was chosen because she is Asian, she's of Chinese heritage, and she was chosen because they're trying to expand into the Asian market in China, Japan, Korea, into these companies. Do you think that she was chosen just to appeal to the Asian market, or it was based on her power level in the comics currently?
So I think there's probably all those factor in. Let's just have a real conversation. I was streaming and we announced the kit. We do the blog, and people were just like, "What? She's legendary?" Because I was like, when I read that, I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna find out about the legendary." Like, no, she was legendary. I'm like, wait, I had to reread. I'm like, what? Wait, what? She's legendary? Oh, Kino. Okay. So there was a little bit of shock, but I'm like, I'm actually okay with it. First, she kind of looks like that '90s cool. I'm gonna be doing the a Jubilee style cosplay.
That sounds very fun.
Down the road, that definitely got to make some fun from it. But more importantly, people were like, not my legendary, not they were definitely. But there were a lot of people that actually messaged me afterwards and like, I love Jubilee. She speaks to me. And for me, I had a long. I thought about it long and hard, and I said, this is something that maybe it doesn't speak to me, but there might be people who I identify with that character. Someone who maybe was, took a long time to come into their own and represents culture that is different than our own. And I think that's something we have to be aware of.
Yeah, I mean, I like her coming to the game, but I guess I'm still trying to wrap my head around the legendary. And you said you didn't pick it up at first either. I made a video on it. I shot the video 2 times because the first 2 times I didn't notice that it said the next legendary character. I skipped over this one word here.
Yeah.
And read the rest of it like, Jubilee's coming. This is awesome. I'm like, hold on, she's legendary. So I had to shoot my video a couple times, but
right.
Because I was happy that she's coming to the game. It just legendary didn't seem fitting, but I guess fitting or not, she is the next legendary coming to Marvel Strike Force. Now, before this, we got word of 2 other characters coming to this Astonishing X-Men team. The first was this guy, Iceman, who I think a lot of people were expecting as a legendary, or his power level at least matches for legendaries, and talked about his kid in the last news show, but didn't really get a reaction because this was revealed as I was editing the last news show. So what is your reaction as you saw Iceman coming to this new Astonishing X-Men team, and more importantly, having an Astonishing X-Men tag and not an X Factor tag like Longshot and Shatterstar? Well,
I think there's always a chance, like they did with X-23, that they had that later on. But more importantly, I think it's just setting up for the fact there's going to be a lot more mutant teams down the road over here. They're definitely committing that there'll be a lot more mutants, and I think that there's probably some element where that he's going to be so like this team is built up to be a raid team, and what they're doing in raids is just insane. I'm in shock.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about that because I'm not sure what the purpose of this team is, because we have the symbiotes in the game now. Yeah. But as far as Iceman specifically, I think his kit looks very good. Relies a lot on slows and gets a lot of benefits from slow. So I'm looking forward to using him, testing him out, and seeing who this complete Astonishing X-Men team is, because we don't have word on that 5th character yet, but we do have word of this character, Kitty Pryde, coming in this update along with their dragon Lockheed, which I didn't know the name of when I made that full video. And she's a protector of the team, which I find interesting, and she protects in a very different way than we've seen before in Marvel Strike Force. We've seen the Invisible Woman protect in different ways. We've seen Yo-Yo do protection in different ways. And Kitty Pryde also seems like a non-traditional type protector, where she's kind of like Stature, loses that taunt when she drops below 50% health. So and she does healing now that we know Jubilee's on the team. So what are your thoughts when you saw Kitty Pryde, and how effective of a protector do you think she's going to be?
So I think it's just going to be pretty impressive. So the thing about it is that what I'm trying to picture is how they're going to operate in the new raid slider, because we all know that there are like X-Men tags that are late in the raid. Some of the raids have that X-Men lane, right? Yeah. So I think this will probably be something that's going to be either not required or recommended for those nodes.
So do you think the purpose of this Astonishing X-Men team is for those specific lanes in the Greek raids only? Is that what they're expecting us? Because I mean, the symbiotes dominate everything in Ultimate 7. So I don't know if this Astonishing X-Men team is needed for Ultimate 7, but do you think this is going to be the key to some of these Greek raids? I mean, is that why we need another raid team?
That's the only thing that really makes sense to me, is that it would have to be for the raid slider, because obviously, so it's even going above and beyond the normal offense down with Iceman dropping the any character that's slowed will do less damage as well. So it's a pretty big deal. There's definitely something that they're envisioning, and as we see as people are going through Dark Dimension 4, it seems almost by design.
Yeah, it seems there's a lot of sustainability on this team, which I think is going to be needed because you can't heal between the nodes when this new difficulty slider for the Greek raids comes around. You can't revive characters that have died. So, offense down, slows, just making sure that you can survive the battle is going to be important. I think that's what this Astonishing X-Men team does, but it seems very limiting if it's just for certain lanes in Greek raids, because there's one lane in particular that I could think of with the X-Men or mutant tag. Yeah, the other ones aren't there. So this is what every fourth week or so that we're gonna
no. There's there's a biomutant tag. There's an X-Men Brotherhood and mercenary tag. They're global. Thinking from that aspect, there's the predominance of lanes that they could do it. So there's 3 different raids that right off the top of my head I can think of.
Yeah, maybe that's, I've been using other characters. Yeah. That's why I'm not using my mutants and not thinking of that. But so as long as if we could use them in all of the Greek raids and not just one of them, then I guess it makes a little bit more sense, right?
Right, and I think that's down the road when we see the whole team to come together, because we're going to get these characters, and they're going to be adding Beast and then Jubilee early.
Yeah, and then another character that we don't know of yet. So
another character, and right at the end of the blog poster, I guess there was a hint that wasn't a hint. Who knows?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that before we move on to some of the other stuff. So what they said is, no hints this time, but we'll enjoy listening to inevitable speculations. And this word inevitable, it could be taken literally, like they know people are going to make speculations, or it could be taken as meaning something else. I know there's an inevitable version of the X-Men in the comics, which the only character that I think would make sense in that would be Angel. So do you think Angel would be the 5th because of this word, or are we to take this as face value?
We've been surprised before. So you do know. So remember that comic that we saw that was hinted at with the at the end of the blog that had
with a character that looked like Emma Frost but wasn't Emma Frost. I can't remember her name. I can't remember it. Whatever.
Saturday.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes, Saturday.
So what there was is, and I'll send it to you a little bit, is there was a inside the comic was Jubilee featured as like her comeback when she got her powers back.
Okay. So in that particular comic that they showed the cover for.
Yep, in that particular comic.
Was there any other characters that
so it's actually the viewers sent me that. They said, take a look at this, Rem. Okay. She was in there. So maybe that's why they showed the article. So there's maybe we all should run out and buy that comic and look through it and see if we can find any more Easter eggs. Or maybe somebody
already has. Chat, if you've read that comic, if that comic in particular provides clues to who is coming, let me know in the comments, because I have not read that comic, and it maybe is the clue that we were missing previously. All right, so in that same blog post where we discussed Jubilee, they mentioned a Snowglobe Calendar. And this is the contents of that snow globe. So we got shards here. We got some gold here. But if we look at this common shard drop, we could get 8 shards of some pretty good characters.
Oh, hold on. Cole confirmed farmable.
Oh yeah, Cole is farmable. Domino's been farmable, but Minerva's farmable. All these characters, Yo-Yo farmable, Zemo's farmable now, Swarm is. All these characters are farmable now because they're in orbs.
Yeah, great. Congratulations, guys. Welcome.
Lovely.
It's a great day.
So I'm glad they're finally farmable, guys. It's awesome stuff. But yeah, we got some pretty good characters in there. Now, speculation with orbs around the holidays. Is there other than this calendar that we have going on right now, do you think there's gonna be other ways for us to get some more of these snow globe orbs to get some of these farmable characters? And the bigger question is, do you think there's going to be an orb opening event like a lot of people are speculating right now?
It's I don't want to say yes and have people hoard orbs and not grow in their accounts, but typically around this time of year, and it's always possible that coming up soon, because obviously we're going to probably get the last Emma Frost appearance, so they might be building up towards those seasonal orbs. Going to have us burn through orbs that we're sitting on.
It could be possible after the Emma Frost event. Then is the orb opening event. So shifting some of the what they've done in the past around the holiday season could be stuff. So what I'm always recommending to people, if you need the orbs right now, open them. And for newer mid-game players, you probably should be opening more orbs, even if there's a potential orb opening event coming up. But if you're a later game player, or you're someone that doesn't need the orbs right now, like maybe you have enough gold, you could save your gold orbs, you don't need it a lot, you don't want to risk your luck on the premium characters, save them. Let's see what happens. There's no confirmation, and we're talking about data mines in just a bit, but it's hard to say. But if you need the orbs, open them. If you can afford to save them, save them.
So let's be clear.
Let's see.
Let's be clear. There's no data mines yet. This is 100% wild speculation.
Well, it's not wild, because it's speculation based on what they've done the past 2 years.
The past 2 years.
Yes, which doesn't mean that they're going to do that.
None of us are saying this is guaranteed.
No, not.
But I hear it every day.
What do they say about the stock market? Past performance doesn't indicate future earnings.
Future results.
Future results. That's the.
But more importantly, it's like my kids. Are we there yet?
No information. Nothing in data mines about it. So it's just basing on what they've done in the past.
It's just trying to help you get a head start in case there is something. If you've been opening orbs and YOLOing just for the contents because you really just like looking at that little red pip, now you got a reason. Maybe there's something coming.
Maybe
we'll have to see.
Maybe not. But yeah, save them if you can, guys, just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we got word in last week's blog post about Ebony Maw's event returning, which if you look at the cadence, it should have been Shuri, then Ebony Maw, then Doc Ock, but they seemingly have skipped over Shuri. What do you think happened here? Do you think they just want more players to get Ebony Maw to get that empowered version of Thanos, or is there something going on with the cadence? Because they've never officially announced that this is going to be in this order. But
what do you think is going on, Valley?
For many times. What do you think is going on? They're skipping the legendary Shuri, brother.
So I think there's a couple of things. I think probably Shuri is they felt might be less legendary. So if they're trying to make room for the legendary character, they might have neglected it, or they don't want us to predict it, because if they become too predictable, then they can't sell us artificial scarcity, right? So you pick which side of the fence you're on and let us know. But that's about it. That's all I can say is it's realistically either they forgot or they have a reason.
Both are possible.
Oh yeah. We know for sure.
They forgot the Minerva thing recently, right? When they're supposed to give 15 Minerva shards. Like, oh yeah, we forgot. Here it is, guys.
No, I think people were making infographics. We had all these calendars. Like, oh yeah, you know when they're coming, do you? Enjoy.
You know the exact dates, because some of the infographics had exact dates on when these
they were because it was based on a Monday. Because it was based on a Monday. We knew that a Monday around a certain time we were expecting it, and then the calendar would show up, and the Australian, our Southeast Asia friends who travel around the dateline a little faster than we do, and they would show us the pictures like, oh yeah, we got it right. And now it's just now it's completely just. My world's upside down. My world's upside down, 2 weeks between. I have no idea what to do anymore.
I don't know either, man. It used to be 2 weeks between it, and recently they've done 1 week between each one and have 2 in the same week, and now we're getting stuff out of order. So what is going on with the legendaries, guys? I don't know.
It is in a regular cycle. Oh, maybe you have to cut that one.
All right. So in addition to all this new stuff with the update, this week we got word of a military skill team. Yelena.
Skill plus military. S+M.
S+M team. Is that what we're calling it now?
S+M team.
S+M team. Okay. Yelena Red Guardian, and you look very similar to one of the characters. I can't place my finger on why, but are you excited for these two characters? Do you think this was the plan all along? Because originally I think they were supposed to be released in February, then they got pushed back to November. Now they're coming sometime in this update, which could be in December, it could be in January. But do you think this was the plan for this team all along? Because I think a lot of community was speculating Red Room team, having Black Widow go into this team, but it doesn't look that way now that we know their kits. What do you think was the plan with this team?
I think they probably were going to be around another team. Like I think Taskmaster was supposed to come out before, and then they were going to come out right afterwards. But then the world changed overnight, right? Yeah. And so I think these things have been on the back burner, and I think there's probably a reason. And I think I can probably say it right now is there's a chance that these guys might be really good in Dark Dimension 4. And you know, I mean, it's a Glasnost with all these new characters coming in. But seriously, think about it. We now have a better Drax. I mean, so the Red Guard with Celis. Yeah, so it's insane.
Very good. I'm impressed with both of their kits. I like both of their kits a lot.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Right? Merc's soldier was very ignored. He's supposed to go on this team, so maybe this was the plan all along. He's wondering why Merc's soldier got no love with that Merc team, but it makes sense now that he maybe this was the plan all along. He's supposed to go on this team, and that's why he never got his rework when Taskmaster came to the game.
Definition of irony.
Yes.
You ready for definition of irony?
What is the definition?
Here it comes. Killmonger, worst team that he fits on is Wakanda. There you go. That's where welcome to 2020. Things stop making sense. I promise.
It's funny because it's true. He fits very well on the Merc defense team. He seems like he's supposed to go on this team. So we're gonna have to move any if you're using that Wakanda and Merc hybrid, then it seems like you're gonna need Killmonger for this team. So I don't even know if Shuri goes on that team anymore because Killmonger's gone.
No, there was Killmonger. So it's probably Korath and Ultimus, or Korath and Bullseye.
Korath and Bullseye, I think. I like name characters, so maybe Korath goes to that team because he is a good character. He's a good character. He has a good kit as well, and doesn't really have a home. So now he has a home with the Mercs. So
it's kind of funny. It's whenever you want to look and think about a rumor that might be coming up or something like that, all you do is look at the bottom of my roster and like, what character have they worked on in a while?
Are you saying something that about the Ravagers? Is the Ravagers or Han getting a rework next?
There's somebody else out there. I remember we were talking about it. Like you had to say, back in our day when we were first started playing this. Remember we had to send in the picture of this certain character to get in alliances. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. That went over my. I don't know what you're talking about. We will have to talk about it later.
Night Nurse.
Oh yeah, you know what? We're actually talking about her next because in the blog post again, or the most recent blog post, we saw information that actually the release notes for the release talked about this right here. If we go down here, the introducing of Red Guardian. Now we're talking about Punisher because Punisher got a rework, Killmonger got a rework, and finally Merc Soldier got his rework. He's traditionally supported the Defenders team. There's been a few other city heroes that can slot in as a replacement. And yes, we do have plans for additional Defenders in the future, and cue the rumor mills. So I was thinking maybe this is speculation that these other characters in the game would be getting Defenders tags, or this could be totally new characters to come into the game. How do you read this line? Do you think that there's going to be reworks?
I'm over the moon, and I couldn't get a single night's sleep thinking about it.
So subtle. But yeah, I think that's very likely. I've been hearing rumors of those characters for a while.
So what's cool about it is I guess he's casted and they started filming. From what I understand, rumors that he popped up in potentially Spider-Man, but couldn't make the date. I mean, all these different rumors that happen around this. So when the MCU kind of shuffles, things happen in games. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't know, we're talking about Moon Knight getting his own. Is it a series or movie?
Series.
Series, okay. And way back, it was probably about 6 to 8 months ago, there was an article with Jason Bender saying Black Widow, Night Nurse getting a rework. Black Widow got her rework. So the timing of this actually makes sense because that got pushed back. So Black Widow getting a rework with the Wave 1 Avengers, Night Nurse getting a rework with the Mercs to slot into Punisher moving off of that team. So Night Nurse rework does make sense. And I don't know if you guys were playing way back in the day, she was one of the best characters for raids in the early stages of the game, the early months of this game. And she just fell off and never, ever came back. So
I can tell you, we used to call them the Night Nurse elitists. Basically, if you wanted to be in a top alliance, you had to show your raid team. And if you didn't have a G12 Night Nurse with certain abilities, T4 or your T3, you weren't allowed in. It was pretty crazy. How things have changed. Yes. Oh, how the mighty has fallen.
Yes. The mighties go up and down all the time. Black Widow was one of the best characters in the game.
She is again.
The best really character in the game at one point as well, around that same time. So
I was using her in a PvP squad last night. I had a lot of fun with her.
So I think those are very likely because Moon Knight is getting his own series and they usually tie these things in. Night Nurse was discussed by Jason Bender. I think it was a Game Informer or comic book, an outside publication.
Yeah,
he discussed the rework.
Game Informer. Game Informer. Okay. Yeah, it was back. I want to say it was back in March, and he basically, or maybe February.
Okay. February. A while ago.
Yeah.
Either way, it was a while ago. And
pre-COVID.
Yeah. So I think those are two very good guesses. I think they seem very likely. But if there's any other characters that come to mind that could fit on this Defender squad, guys, let me know in the comments. All right, and now's the big one, guys. The big one that has community heated, debating over this. I don't know if it's the debate. There's a lot of heat though about this battle pass. Things not expected, but we see the rewards for the season 1. If you complete all the tasks, 45 Zemos shards, a bunch of gear, some power cores, some training modules, and then if you get the premium pass, which costs $20, there's a lot of speculation about what this cost would be. I was hoping it'd be the $10, $15 range. Came out to be $20, which isn't crazy if you look at these rewards. 55 Zemo shards, you're getting 500 power cores, a bunch of gear up material, orange gear, 14, 15. If you look at that for 20 bucks, not that bad, but you also have to play and grind every single day for these. So let's talk about the cost first, because there's a lot that we could discuss about Battle Pass and the community is talking about. So what do you think about the cost right now? 20 bucks for these additional rewards.
I feel like it's probably I hate to say it, I think $14.99 is probably the price point I'm most comfortable with when it comes to Battle Pass. It's just something from, if I look at a Battle Pass in games, if it's $14.99 or $9.99, I'm more likely to buy it. But it doesn't, the thing about it is there are tangible, purchasable items in here that are far exceed the $19.99. However, it's kind of like, you could pay $20 just like getting a little subscription, right? You gotta wait. You gotta wait a couple of days to get it. I gotta wait 3 weeks to get my final, my final tiers here, right?
Yeah. And I'm waiting on this to see how much grinding I have to do. I'm probably not gonna buy this right away, but as I get closer to the end, I'm like, all right, well now it would be worth it because I'm getting all this stuff right now. So I'm probably gonna wait. What are you doing? Are you buying this right away or are you waiting? I see that smile on your face. You've already bought it.
I already finished it, but
nice. The whole thing or the
no, I didn't. I finished the milestones. I had the $40 offer purchased for me, so I got a jump start on it too. Nice. So let's talk a little bit about it. Yesterday we went live and it was a hot mess, buddy. It was a hot mess. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It was just the servers weren't responding. It took us 3 times, but it seems to have stabilized. It looks like they've got the resources there to really do it.
As far as the servers, when I put a message on Twitter like this is, I kind of like the arena, but this load time is horrible. Jason Bender responded on Twitter, said they're getting additional servers, and then he responded like, hey, these servers are up now. And when that message came out, I'm like, you know what, these are fast. So that was one problem initially that has been solved, and I hope it doesn't come back with all these additional servers.
Yeah, they probably needed to see that happen. There was no way to anticipate the demand.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like a stress test. So they probably had, knew they had to fire up some resource to take a look at it. And so people that would normally not play were trying to get in and patch live. So they probably had to do a lot of stuff. So 8, really, you're going hard, buddy.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of autoing. I don't know if that was the intent, but here's the thing about this mode. There can switch a lot of things. A lot of the problems the community has with the pricing, with the rewards, with what these actual milestones are, they can be switched. It's not like this is the season and this is how it's going to be for season 2 and season 3. I think they could switch a lot of things, but I like the structure of this. I like the thought behind this, but the details, I think they could be ironed out.
Yeah, I think we're beta testing again a little bit, so we'll leave it at. Well, but more realistically, you haven't collected your rewards yet. You got to click on those.
I haven't activated it. I'm waiting. I collected these bottom ones.
Yeah. So one of the things that you're gonna find is, I think that people just don't know what to do. Like if you go to your objectives on that screen, I think that's probably one of the biggest concerns. Is there's a couple different ways to look at it, right? There's the knockouts for the weekly, and that's just killing an opponent, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem with that. If you're not a veteran player, you may not have the right roster to do so. So those knockouts are harder to do, especially if if the matchmaking doesn't put you in the right regard, it's going to be something that's a lot harder. If you go to
that's another big complaint, the matchmaking, because I've been way underpowered against my opponent, and I've been way overpowered in my opponent.
Yeah.
And there's been a few good matches, but yeah, most of the
time.
Good
news is that's the feedback that I know you and I have been sending up, and a lot of other people are trying to send up as well. So, and then you go to the dailies. Or do you got your dailies done too?
Yeah. So they're down here. Yeah, using Mystique, using abilities for characters.
Imagine you got a character maybe you didn't have unlock, or you just if you're a player. So how does that work? And so what we did was we broke it down, and I'm probably going to do a video on that later that'll go through how to navigate the battle pass, because we actually have the numbers for you. You can either do all the objectives, or you can do all the knockouts. It depends on how much time you want to spend on it, and it's realistically, it could come down to about 10 to 15 minutes a day, depending on how you want to play. And you can choose which one of these paths you want to choose. If you want to be a hardcore going for all the knockouts and just and do that, or if you want to go more for focus on characters and objectives. Because the only concern I have is if you're going for the objectives, you may want to go for them relatively early.
Yeah. Because
as time goes on, what happened later on in the day was people got their objectives done, and then they brought out their PvP squads.
For the knockouts.
Yep.
So yeah, and I don't think the people, you don't need to get all of these objectives done. There's 41,000 possible points in Battle Pass, but to hit all of the rewards, you only need 25,000. So there's a bunch of leeway. You could choose how to get these points. I don't think that was made very clear in this. Right. I think that's why a lot of the community is upset. You don't need to get all 41,000 points. You don't need to get all of these in order to claim those rewards. And I think that should have been made a little clearer by Scopely, that you don't need to do all of these objectives. You don't need to get these 550 knockouts every week. You could do other stuff and get these points, and once you hit that 25,000, you're done, and you're just playing this for fun. So,
well, if you go back to the your tier list where you can go look at the rewards, right? Yeah. If you click on the next one, it'll give you a cost for it, right?
Where do I?
So if you only see it if you buy the premium. So if you have to actually, so you actually have to buy the premium because you can accelerate it with cores.
I heard we had, I don't know if you know, OMG and I had a preview of this, so we weren't allowed to talk about a lot of stuff, and some of the issues that the community is facing right now, we did not see, because we only saw this stuff. I'm like, oh, this is cool. You go in here, oh, I gotta get 2,250 knockouts, and I could choose the team. So if you're looking for like a controller, a bio character, then it just limits the bio characters and things like that. But yeah, I didn't know that you had to purchase the battle pass to get to the cores, to get to the next level, because that's a mechanic that's been in other games as well. That
right. Well, we knew something like this was gonna look something like this, but I mean, first we gotta ask this question: Does this mean that Zemo is officially farmable?
Well, I think that Snowglobe orb makes him officially farmable. He's in that orb, so
all right, okay, okay. You want to throw that back at me right now? I think it's okay. Okay, I see how it's gonna be. Oh man.
All right. Anyway, bad jokes aside.
Yeah, bad jokes aside.
But I like that they chose Zemo for this. The other thing is
because it's a mode he excels in too. So
yeah, oh yeah. Zemo's killer in PvP. But yeah, any other thoughts on this before we move on? Is there anything else we need to cover? Like I said, the community is pretty hot about this, but I do think it's in its early stages.
I think the problem is we're trying to digest it with way too much salt, and that salt leads to high blood pressure, and high blood pressure, leads to a little bit of like,
the dark side.
The dark side. Okay, well that's a whole. That's not how I was taught how to get to the dark side, buddy. But that's the thing though is there's definitely. I mean, if you go all the way up there, you can see those G15s when they start popping up. Then there's the bag of noodles, and and the. Yeah, just whatever you want to call those things. They're there, and those are such a hot commodity. Yeah, whatever that is. That's the bag of noodles.
Okay.
Yeah, the bag of noodles. There's the yeah.
But and I guess another complaint that I've seen around is that normally in other games, Battle Pass is tied to multiple game modes, whereas the Battle Pass in this game is tied to one game mode, this real-time arena, which admittedly they've said the community is divided on. Do you think that they should have expanded this to other game modes? And again, this is something that they could change in subsequent seasons as well. So a lot of the problems that I'm seeing, all of these can be changed in upcoming seasons, which is why I'm not that hot about this mode. I think it's a good thing. I think the framework is there, but I do think it needs some tweaking. Do you think it should be tied to other game modes or just with this PvP?
All right, unpopular opinion. I'm going to say it needs to be for PvP. This game mode was built for a reason, and I think having it engaging. Now, if Blitz becomes a 15-minute job, as long as this doesn't, become a full-time job, and you can get through. Because I'm done. I'm done. I did my stuff. I did my objectives. And I don't think I'm. I don't think it didn't feel fun until we brought out our PvP teams and I was seeing familiar faces and until we figured out what was going on behind the scenes, and matchmaking felt a little more rewarding. It didn't feel like too much of a grind.
Now I know you have a large roster. I have a large roster. I think the other concern is that matchmaking. We brought that up a little bit. Yeah, and if you don't have the roster, or if you're required to use skills of a character that is at level 1 that's just gonna die right away, it takes a lot of the fun out. So what do you think would be a solution for that? Because that's another complaint. Like, hey, I gotta use some skills of Beast, but he's dying right on turn 1, and I get no skills, and I'm never gonna get a skill off from Beast.
It should just be really, really, really simple. Bring the character, finish the battle. Get the points.
Bring the character, finish the battle, even if you can't use the skills for them because they're dying so early.
Bring the character, finish the battle, get the points. But that's the whole entire point. The reason why we broke it down was if, let's say, you had Doc Ock as one of your objectives because they're randomized, and you don't have Doc Ock. Well, all those points you're missing out on, you still can get, but the smaller rosters are getting a little bit punished. But I think if I was going to make it really simple, bring the character, finish the battle, get the points.
I mean, I guess we'll see at the end of the season how this works out. Seeing if you could miss some of these objectives a little more and still finish all of these tiers, or if you need to be doing those dailies and actually using those characters that you don't really have built up. So
we figured that out. So that you can hit it in different milestones or different ways. We actually broke it down on the spreadsheet. We have it full out there. We have it all ready to go. So we now know exactly what it takes.
Okay, so another Remanx spreadsheet. The link will be down below, guys. Yeah, you're becoming the master of the spreadsheets for the community.
It's not me. It's honestly, we have a great community that builds these things. And while I give a little bit of direction, because I try to think about the things that I would need so I can digest what's going on. And the people that are good at math help Dad with math.
Nice. Now, the word was this was supposed to come in conjunction with Blitz Sim. And Blitz Sim is not here yet, but if we go to a Blitz battle right now, it's not in game, but we did get word from Zeeks on the official Discord server that Blitz Sim is coming with this next iteration of the Yellow Jacket Blitz, which could be problematic. I was talking to the stream earlier today on the chat on stream, and they're saying, you know what, there's probably gonna be so many problems. How are they doing this with a new character release type Blitz? Do you think this is gonna be? How do you think this is gonna work? I mean, you were one of the people that saw it for that 15 minutes that was up. You got to test this.
I got it in raid too. I got the raid one too.
I saw that clip. I remember that clip. What what are your impressions of this Blitz Sim? How do you think this is gonna work? I mean, if we were talking about this a little bit before we started, like for example, I said Black Order. You go into a battle Black Order on 8.3, you hit auto, you don't even need to select your target, they win. In my mind, if I hit Blitz Sim,
team,
what is that?
That's one team. What about the rest?
Yes. Okay. So there's other teams like that, but there's also teams that you need to select the first target, or you need to do the first couple turns in order for them to win, even at 8.3. Symbiotes versus the Asgardians. You need to make sure you're attacking Greg. They're not going to auto win against the Asgardians on 8.3. So how are you expecting this is going to work? Do you think this is going to have some problems when this is launched on Thursday? Or are we going to be surprised and it's going to work exactly how we're hoping it works?
Well, I guess the thing is, I guess the assumption that we're under is, have they confirmed that it's using the AI? It basically compares the AI.
Nothing. They've confirmed nothing about Blitz
So
I
would like to know how to do that. Now, what that means is we're going to be building teams differently, and some people may still want to blitz at 8.3. It might just be getting there, right? So if you enjoy blitzing, don't stop enjoying it. You're probably going to get an advantage. There is an advantage to playing those fights out, because sometimes the AI doesn't do what you want it to do.
Possibly. Because I know for myself, blitz rotations take about 30 to 40 minutes, just choosing teams and playing the battles, even on auto. So is it worth that extra half an hour when you could just do it in 5 minutes? All your teams and then have that reset happen a little earlier. That's going to be the question I think they're going to figure out on Thursday when this comes to the game, because it may not be worth winning the battle. It may just be worth having a battle. So
I built all my teams so I can hit the auto button. I don't select anything. I don't. So I'll find out if there's team, because you're going to be able to still select the. So if it doesn't win, there's something wrong, buddy.
Now, when you had that preview for the raid version, I know you were upset because this team that normally should pass the mode and they got wiped out. What was that? A team that you go into the mode and hit auto initially, or that was a team that you play and it would win? What
I hit auto. I would hit auto with that team, and
that team lost. All right, so that makes me a little.
Team, not only did they lose, but they lost an epic format. They lost in such an epic way, like 1,000 damage.
I'm wondering how this is coded. Maybe that's why they took some. It's not ready yet. It's not ready for that yet. Maybe they've worked out some of the kinks. I'm hoping they worked out some of the kinks.
Well, I'm gonna say that's just because they probably were testing it and it wasn't designed the way it was supposed to. Probably was targeting summons and the like you were saying.
It's a lot of questions, guys. I guess we'll find out on Thursday when it comes to the game, and are you
gonna hit auto on that fight and see if it wins? Let's go. Just do it for science.
For science, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna beat this team. They're not gonna beat this team.
Well, what? Then so pick a team. Pick one of the 3 teams to hit auto. Let's go. They'll beat that team.
All right, we'll hit full auto, no selecting the targets, and we'll see. So testing wise for Blitz Sim,
we'll just come back to this at the end of the video.
All right, so Shatterstar was in that battle. You'll see the results at the end. See if they could fully auto that. See if they should be able to Blitz Sim that battle there. But Shatterstar, looking like he's a very important part of his X Factor team, but a lot of questions about this X Factor team in general. We don't know who the other members are. We don't know when they're going to come out. I mentioned when I talked about Shatterstar that we had X-Force in this game, Deadpool and Cable, for 2 years before they got a team. If this is another 2-year wait, I will be very disappointed because I like the kid of Shatterstar and the synergy with Longshot. What are your thoughts on Shatterstar right now and his role in the game right now, even without X Factor, even without even without his dad bro Longshot in the game yet?
So I think for me, it is, he's got a lot of sustainability, does high damage. I love the fact that he does a lot of damage on his basic. He's a good character. And if they build characters like this that are plug and play, that aren't just pure synergy, like you just put him on Young Avengers and he...
I like him. I like him on that team because he does that. He have that hero tag. He had that brawler tag, and Miss Marvel and a lot of the other characters don't just have synergy with Young Avengers. They have synergy with hero brawlers, and I like him on that team at least until Longshot comes to the game. I think that's going to be the placeholder for him right now. But I like him.
Definition
his
of
sustainability.
Irony. Definition of irony.
Definition of irony.
Number 2, right? Second one. Where did we put Deadpool and Cable back in the day?
Hero brawlers.
so
it's like a reject. Where the land of the homeless tunes go on the hero brawlers team. We needed another tying member, like another Miss Marvel. Now that she's on the Young Avengers, but I like him. I agree with you. I think he has a lot of sustainability. He's getting healing every turn with this T4, which is why I did it. I'm not sure if this is a long-term investment for that, but he's getting barrier every time he crits. He has a sustainability, and once we get these gold stars, and if you get lucky with red stars, he'll have a lot of damage as well. He's supposed to be the damage dealer of this team, so I think he's a good character, and I can't wait till Longshot comes to the game. I can't wait till we find out more about this X Factor team, whatever is going on with it. But he's having an event coming up 9 days from us recording with this Showstopper tag. So have you looked at this Showstopper tag and seen any characters that stand out that you would want to recommend for newer players that might be struggling with this event? Maybe even some mid-game players that could struggle with this event. There's a lot of good characters I'm seeing right now. Any stand out to you?
I guess the question is, we have to kind of go what people have that have early access to it. So you get Deadpool when you start the game. You got a calendar featuring Cyclops. So there's some mutant synergy there. You know, my concern is there isn't a lot of synergy and a lot of farmability in some of these characters.
No. I mean, that's a good character here, Emma, but newer players might not have her. Minerva's an awesome character. I don't know if newer players have her as well.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, and another one that I'm not sure if earlier players have. Hela is on that villain 7/6 node, so that's harder for newer players to get as well. So a lot of the great players, Symbiote Spider-Man even.
Yeah, so I saw this list and I was like, this is a really good orb. So your easiest farmable ones that I thought was, what was it? Quake, Deadpool. Groot,
yeah.
Cyclops if the raid store, and then
Widow, maybe for people building up Wave 1 Avengers, they have a good Widow already.
Yeah. It was definitely, there's 2 legendaries in the slot. There's 3 characters. Well, Beast will be farmable soon, right? In the Doom node.
We hope.
And that's the point. So for me, was a little bit disappointed in some of these characters. So hopefully they build the event so it's not built around high difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, the concern is for the newer and mid-game players that don't have the roster, because later game players, they've been autoing these events for a long time now, but it's the newer and mid-game players that have trouble with this event that need these characters. So hopefully there's a team. If there's a team that you guys are leaning towards, if you're in that stage of the game that it's this event will be a struggle.
Falcon was the other one I was thinking about.
Falcon's really good. I was trying
to think about characters on there you can build up and would have a long-term value to you.
Yeah. So and if you got any of the Black Order already, then you start to build them for the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, as far as the patch notes, this is a very big patch. It says right here, will arrive throughout an approximate 2-month time period, which is larger than most of the updates, which is why we have so much things here. And there's a lot of good things that are coming during this update that aren't necessarily in this game yet. A couple of things that stand out to me right now is the Doom Chapter 3, which we're getting more characters. I'm thinking that's going to come later in December. Also, this we talked about Blitz Sim arriving in a couple days here, but also we have word of the Greek sliders that we talked about it as well. The Greek raids getting harder. So what of these things, besides Blitz Sim, are you most looking forward to? I guess Doom Chapter 3, Greek sliders, anything else that you see that is coming in this update that hasn't arrived yet?
ISO 8 alliance messaging.
ISO 8, so every time you get a big
level
ISO
5, no, every single time somebody levels a level 5, your whole alliance knows that you wasted a ton of ions.
That's awesome. Good choice.
Yeah, there it is, guys.
Have you this is actually something in the game right now. Have you played around with those roster save squads?
It's honestly, and that's the thing. This like this is a nice UI update. It's a nice interface improvement, quality of life improvement, and it's overshadowed by just the experience we had with Battle Pass. And it is what it is. I mean, every single time, people don't like new things.
I think it's good. I mean, this iteration, it needs some tweaks, but I'd like Battle Pass. I think it has a lot of promise, and they could switch a lot of these things. I think pretty easily.
Bring the character, finish the battle, get the points.
Get the points, baby. All right, and here we are in Dark Dimension 4, as we've done every news update since people have entered. We are tracking the progress. Tadano Mac, 40%. There's a lot of people at 40% right now. Who is your money on to win this?
I have a personal, friend, Scopely Fixed Prices, which his name is Yags. He is a friend of mine, and he is hysterical, and he's trying to do this for the community. He wants to give the community the chance to select the 100 shards. So he really is community focused. They've done thousands of dollars in giveaways on my channel.
Nice.
So they really are excited about doing this for the player base here.
Now, if he wins, previously they've had Tadano Mac, I think Widowmaker in the game immortalized. Is Scopely Fixed Price going to be immortalized on the wall of some backgrounds forever in this game now? So
somebody asked it, and we got official word. It was an official word. So
you look very stressed. What is the official word?
So he likes to change his name a lot. So if you don't know Yag, he's got a great sense of humor. But so they said it wouldn't be whatever he finished it in, or whatever he started with it. And so the name that he started Dark Dimension 4 with was Remanx Twerks on Twitch. Yep. That would be immortalized in a video game.
Oh my goodness, your channel forever immortalized in Marvel Strike Force.
And I said if it does wind up getting there, I will actually twerk on stream for everybody to save. So if it actually happens, we'll
it would be false advertising if you did not twerk on Twitch.
If I didn't do it at least once, so we'll have to see. But I don't even know if that will be something that will allow into the game. But it is awesome. We should hopefully have more content coming up this week. We've been able to do we did his run with his, so he nearly one-shot the last note of Cosmic.
Oh.
So actually, he had a couple of really big attempts on it, so pretty good.
I'm rooting for him. I want to see that immortalized in the game, and I want to see you twerk on Twitch.
All right, well that works too.
Nice, a lot of benefits if he wins. I'm rooting for you, Yags.
Go Yags go. Hashtag go Yags go. Make it trend on Twitter.
And this is usually one of my favorite times of every news update. Sometimes we don't have any data mines, but as with every patch, we have a slew of data mines. We see all the avatars for these characters that are coming very soon, and we see a bunch of different blitzes here. Now, these blitzes don't necessarily mean that these are blitz release characters, because we see one for Iceman, Pryde, Longshot, Red Guardian, Shatterstar. As we know, Shatterstar is released during an event already, Yelena Belova, but these have these all the time. But if we scroll down even more, we see a date and the indication that Longshot is going to be a Blitz release character. So as I'm finding this, what are your thoughts on Longshot being a Blitz release character?
It's should be interesting. I mean, these are he'll probably be an exciting addition to the game, but it's Blitz release is the best release besides the events.
Oh, here it is. Blitz, the probably Master Blitz starting on December 24th. So Christmas Eve is when the Longshot Blitz going to take place. How does that make you feel? The timing of that?
Well, thank goodness for Blitz Sim.
Your silence was deafening there. I knew exactly how you felt by that non-response.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I hope I get the Blitz. It's my favorite thing to do, and I'm doing it just for you.
I hope this in a couple days we find out that Blitz Sim works awesome. And they fixed whatever weird bugs was going on with it before that caused you to lose that node in the raids. And yeah, because Longshot coming on Christmas, at least according to the data mines. These things always can change, but this is what's in the data mines right now. All right, so in addition to that Christmas Eve blitz for Longshot, finally completing the Dad Bros. It looks like we're also getting another Greek raid coming up, possibly. I'm not sure what this exactly means, but it says Delta raid. Also says earning character shards, but the person doing the data mining says don't get too excited. This is a text update. It was also done on alpha, beta, and gamma. So not necessarily mean character shards available for this raid, but it does look like we are possibly getting another Greek raid. What is your reaction to this? Is this something that makes you happy that we possibly could have 4 Greek raids in the rotation, or would you prefer 3?
I guess the thing about it is, as someone who just recently and never has before, sometimes getting used to a new map, rotating in and out of the cycle gets a little bit frustrating. But I guess if they have a theme, like they have been with some of the character shards, I guess variety is important. But this isn't the content I asked for, Valley.
No, not more raids.
Not more raids.
All right, and then we got a little more information on some of the rules for this Greek raid slider. Some raids have additional difficulties you can unlock by reaching a specific completion threshold, 60%. Once a new difficulty is unlocked, you can select it when launching a raid. Each difficulty increases the stats. So what they said previously, they didn't talk about this. I guess it was assumed though, but there was some question because they said just you won't be able to heal. But it does look like they're increasing the stats. So the Greek raids are going to get more difficult, and you're not going to be able to heal or revive characters that have died during the raid. So what is this going to be the new hardest raid? Because for a little while, Ultima 7.5 was the hardest raid. These are going to be the hard raids now.
Yeah, and it's gonna be building up your characters probably to G14 and 15 to get through them.
Right.
So I feel but it's just a natural progression of things. If you didn't have to build up your characters, then what are we playing this game for, Valley?
I don't know. I just collections.
Yeah. Hey guys, look, I got Spider-Man.
Woohoo! Now the good thing I noticed from this data mine, it says each difficulty grants bonus rewards when you clear all the raid nodes, kind of like the difficulty slider for Ultimus, where you're getting first completion reward. So I do like that. We could start at the bottom, work our way up to whatever the difficulty is that our lines.
Correct, and that's the thing, and that's always, and that's something that I like it from a content perspective. Allows me to be able to make content.
I like it as well. I think this is a positive thing. I think it would be very difficult at the beginning, but if these current Greek raids are any indication, these are going to last for a year plus. So
yeah,
I don't have a problem if it's super difficult in the beginning.
I'm going to say this. I can't remember if they've ever gotten the rewards the way the community thought they were going to get the rewards, with the exception of the U7 slider. The first time completion felt really good. Those were the repeating ones weren't great, but the first time completion were great. It was really something, because if you wanted to with your alliance, you could push a new harder level difficulty.
I like it. I like that they're updating the Greek race finally.
As long as this isn't a new way to spend hours in game, great.
You know what? I think we may have to in the beginning, but over time, I think it's going to get easier and easier. So.
Well, again, hopefully we can find teams that will help people get through relatively unscathed. And so, I hate to be that guy whose internet's terrible and crashes in the middle of the raid and I can't revive my guys.
Oh, that would be bad.
just saying, that may happen down the road here.
No healing, no heals remain. Yeah. So
hey guys, I crashed and my team's dead. What?
I tried to sim it and I did 1,000 damage. My whole team died. My Astonishing X-Men are dead and I can't do anything. Can you guys help me out here?
That would be astonishing.
All right, so now is my other favorite time talking about rumors, but there's not many rumors going on right now. So let's lead to some speculation. What is your best guess of some things that are happening very, very soon? I guess we'll start with this big new team, the Astonishing X-Men. Who do you personally think the 5th character is going to be?
Jeez, I think there could be a couple different ones, but we're still talking about Gambit and Rogue being out there, right?
Yeah, I guess the rumors about Gambit and Rogue is around Valentine's Day. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I've been hearing those rumors, Valentine's Day, Gambit and Rogue, for a little while now.
Yeah, well, they seem to make sense. They did it last year when they had they only had one character though. They had Cyclops.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Let me know your guesses on Gambit and Rogue, when the timing of that is going to be. But is that who you think is going to complete this Astonishing X-Men team? One of those characters or both? Yeah. Maybe it's a team of 6?
Most likely. It also depends on what happens with. So don't forget, next year when these characters come out, we got a whole year to wait. There's the Winter Soldier, not the Winter Soldier, the WandaVision series coming on. So I would be surprised if there wasn't something cooking for us coming up with that.
Vision rework, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
maybe putting them on a
Scarlet Witch rework. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Pulling her off of Supernatural and getting another character in there. I know there's been rumors of Blade, some other characters. So we'll see what happens with that. But do you have a definitive guess for your 5th of the Astonishing X-Men team? I have mine, and I'm willing to speculate on. And these aren't rumors. I haven't heard anything about these guys.
Yeah, so I mean,
unofficially.
Speculation for me is, oh goodness, I really feel like for a raid team, they were missing something like Rogue, like something that does a lot of damage. Like we got a lot of heal, so they need something that's going to do a lot of damage.
Okay, so Rogue. It feels weird that Jubilee is the legendary character on that team with Iceman, Rogue, and some of these other characters. I'm gonna go with what I saw on that Inevitable thing and say Angel, and then maybe Gambit, Rogue going to another team. Hopefully,
okay.
That's where our guesses are right now, guys. Maybe if we hear something different in the future, they will change. But let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is gonna round out this 5th Astonishing X-Men? All right, they won. Surprise! Shatterstar and the Young Avengers won. Confirmed. So this is a team that should win on auto. Let's see what happens on Thursday with it. And that is about it. I'm surprised that we got through all of this stuff in this short amount of time. Relatively short for this news video, but yes, that is it, my friend. Any final thoughts before we wrap up here?
I think give BattlePass a shot. I'm actually enjoying it the more I spend some time with it. I don't think you have to spend that much time. I think everybody's just trying to get it done in one sitting, and that's just us trying to complete beat a game. Yeah. But it isn't as bad as I thought, and we'll have some more numbers coming up soon.
Cool. I agree. And I think all the things that people don't like, they can be easily changed, easily manipulated in season 2, season 3. So I think I think this is the first iteration of it. As we've seen before, they are very responsive. They know how the community feels about things, and they do respond, and things seem to get better. So even though this may not be ideal Battle Pass, I think it has potential. So I'm looking forward to that. Remanx, before you go, anything to promote? And if not, let everybody know where they could find you, my friend.
Hey, so I'm over on Twitch, twitch.tv Remanx, and YouTube. So I am an envoy now, so that is something that we've confirmed. So thank you very much. And nice. more importantly, we're going to be doing a special MSF holiday event. We're going to be finalizing those details the next couple of days. It's going to be MS Festivus. They decided to go with the old
I like it.
MS.
I like it.
So it will be a fun group of events where we're going to be celebrating people with random acts of kindness, RAK, and they can rack up the points.
I like it.
People that are kind to each other in the community, and we'll have special giveaways channel and more to come.
Nice.
And we also have the remember we have the ugly Marvel theme sweater contest.
Oh, you talked to me about that a little while.
Yeah,
I might have to go and look for one.
I got to remind you. I'm having one made with
wait, hold on. Do you want to surprise me, or do you want to tell me what your thing is?
I'm joking. This is a joke. I'm not gonna get this made up, but I was gonna say it was gonna be no boomer. The no boomer, like so. I was gonna do that. That would be funny.
That would be funny. All right, so I'm looking forward to the sweaters. I'm looking forward to the twerking, and I'm looking forward to those random acts of kindness, guys. So check them out. The links are down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We discussed a lot. Let me know your thoughts on all of it, guys. Before you go, Remanx, give me a fist bump. Where is it? There it is. Remanx ValleyFlyin out.